it started out innocently enough, all right. I began to think at parties now and then just to loosen up. Inevitably, though, one thought led to another, and soon I was more than just a social thinker. I began to think alone, to relax, I told myself. But I knew it wasn't true. Thinking became more and more important to me, and finally, I was thinking all the time. That was when things began to sour at home. And one evening, I turned off the TV, I turned to my wife, and I asked her about the meaning of life. And that night, she went and spent the night at her mother's. I began to think on the job. I knew that thinking and employment don't mix, but I couldn't help myself. I mean, I began to avoid friends at lunchtime so I could read Thoreau and Muir and Confucius and Kafka. And I'd return to the office all turned around, and I'd be asking things like, what is it exactly that we're doing here? And I even kept a book of the classics in my bottom desk drawer in a paper sack. And I'd break it out and read a few paragraphs whenever I was sure no one was looking. Well, one day, the boss called me in. He said, listen, Dick, I like you, and it hurts me to say this, but your thinking has become a real problem around here, and if you don't stop thinking on the job, you're going to have to find another job. Well, this gave me a lot to think about. Well, I came home early after my conversation with the boss. Honey, I confess, I've been thinking. I know you've been thinking, she said, and I want a divorce. But, hon, surely it's not that serious. It is serious, she said, lower lip a quivering. And you think as much as a damn philosopher, and philosophers don't make any money. So if you keep on thinking, buddy, we won't have any money. I think that's a faulty syllogism, I said impatiently, and she exploded in tears of rage and frustration, but I was in no mood to deal with the emotional drama at the time. And I'm going to the library, I snarled as I stomped out the door, and I headed for the library, in the mood for some Nietzsche. I roared into the parking lot with NPR on the radio, a little Beethoven in the background, and ran up to the big glass doors, and they wouldn't open. The library was closed. To this day, I believe that a higher power was looking out for me that night. Leaning on the glass door, a Thinker Anonymous poster caught my eye. Is heavy thinking ruining your life? It asked. This is why I'm what I am today, a recovering thinker. I never miss a TA meeting. At each meeting, we watch a non-educational video. Last week it was Porky's. And then we share experiences about how we avoided thinking since the last meeting. I still have my job, and things are a lot better at home. Life just seemed easier somehow as soon as I stopped thinking. The road to recovery is nearly complete for me today. Today I took the final step. I joined the Democratic Party. How does that grab you?